watching Don Shea Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So you guys may recall when Canelo was still working with Golden Boy Promotions, I used to always tell you guys that I think Oscar De La Hoya, he's trying to make the Canelo versus Charlo fights, the Canelo versus Andre fights, and it was Canelo that did not want those fights, which is what ultimately caused the rift between the two. Coincidentally, it was only a short time after Oscar De La Hoya told the public, if Canelo wants to be great, he has to fight the likes of Andre and Charlo. Shortly after that, Canelo came out and he called Oscar De La Hoya disloyal. Now, when Canelo Alvarez said this, he was also responding to Oscar De La Hoya telling Canelo he needs a new trainer, which he obviously needed a new trainer. So anyway, I told you guys that I truly believe that years down the line, when Oscar De La Hoya is no longer working with Canelo Alvarez, we're going to find out the truth. Oscar is going to do a tell-all once he is no longer working with Canelo Alvarez. And that is exactly what Oscar has been doing lately. And Oscar's going to do the same thing when he's no longer working with Ryan Garcia. We're going to hear Oscar speak the whole truth unfiltered when it comes to his thoughts on Ryan Garcia once they completely sever ties. So let's go ahead and get into what Oscar De La Hoya said recently. So Oscar was asked on Instagram or social media, will Canelo Alvarez fight David Benavidez or something about fighting David Benavidez? And Oscar simply said Canelo will never fight David Benavidez. He's too young and talented, end quote. You see, guys, that little statement that Oscar De La Hoya just made right there, it's actually bigger than it sounds. Because Oscar is also telling us that Canelo Alvarez had no excuse when he lost to Floyd Mayweather at age 23. Remember, Canelo Alvarez was fighting against a very old, small Floyd Mayweather and still got completely dominated. You see, when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, Oscar De La Hoya says he can't beat David Benavidez is because he is too young and talented. Youth is an advantage, not a disadvantage, and especially when you're fighting someone who's closer to 40 than 30 years old, and that's what Oscar De La Hoya is saying. But don't get me wrong, everyone already knows this. Everyone always knew it was just an excuse, including the Mexican fans. They knew it was an excuse. They just felt they had to stay on code and save face. But the fact that Oscar De La Hoya is coming out and saying it, it just further reinforces what the truth is. Just think about this for a second. If Canelo Alvarez truly believed he lost to Floyd Mayweather because he was only 23, then he would be going after David Benavidez, taking advantage of the fact that David Benavidez is the much younger fighter. According to the excuse that Canelo Alvarez was too young when he fought Floyd Mayweather, if we go off of that logic, that means David Benavidez should damn near be the easiest fight for Canelo Alvarez because of the experience and the inexperience factor. But Canelo Alvarez, along with Oscar De La Hoya, is proving that's not the case. Not to mention, we know that when Teofimo Lopez, when he beat Lomachenko, Teofimo was 23. And Lomachenko was supposed to be pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world. So let me ask you Canelo Alvarez fans this directly. Because Canelo fans are always in my comment section saying, Canelo is only doing the same things that Floyd Mayweather did, right? Okay, so if Canelo is doing the same things, why won't Canelo take on this young, hungry lion that's calling him out? Just like Floyd Mayweather accepted the young, hungry lion's challenge when it came to Canelo Alvarez calling him out. It is the exact same scenario. In fact, Canelo Alvarez has more of a size advantage than Floyd Mayweather did when he fought Canelo. Because remember, when Floyd fought Canelo, he had already moved up 5 weight classes, and Canelo outweighed Floyd by 15 pounds. Because of the way Canelo Alvarez rehydrates, There's no way David Benavidez is going to outweigh Canelo by 15 to 20 pounds. But even if he did, it wouldn't matter because this is what Floyd Mayweather did all the time. And once again, Canelo fans, you said that Canelo just wants to do all of the same things, or he's doing the same things that Floyd Mayweather did. Now, I've already made a long video, completely comparing Canelo Alvarez's career to Floyd Mayweather's career. I'm talking about age for age, every single thing that they have done. You guys should check it out if you've never seen it. I'm going to have to find it and put the link up so you guys can watch it. But it is a complete breakdown of both fighters' entire careers side by side, age for age. And honestly, the video was only made because of Canelo Alvarez fans, always in my comment section saying that Floyd Mayweather or Canelo Alvarez is doing all of the same things that Floyd Mayweather did. The truth is, Canelo Alvarez's entire career has been the opposite of what Floyd Mayweather has done. I've already told you, just for example, Floyd Mayweather, he took rematches with Castillo and Maidana. Canelo Alvarez, he avoided rematches with Lara, and he's most likely going to avoid the Bivol rematch. And in Canelo Alvarez's situation, it makes more sense for him to take the rematch, especially with Bivol, because he lost to Bivol. Now, I could be wrong. Canelo could end up taking the Bivol rematch because there is so much pressure on him, but he's in a lose-lose situation because there's no way he's winning a rematch. So for Canelo to lose to Bivol the first time and then not have the best performance against Gennady Golovkin, the 40-year-old Gennady Golovkin, and then go right back to losing to Bivol, oh man, that's going to be a horrible look for Canelo. Which is why it's hard for me to believe Canelo will take the rematch. But Canelo doesn't really have too many options. But just remember, once again, they keep saying Canelo is doing all the same things that Floyd Mayweather is doing. So if that's true, then that means Canelo Alvarez, he's going to fight for another, 32? So he would have to fight another 6 years to retire at age 38 the way Floyd did. And he's going to be fighting guys that are considered pound for pound the best fighters in the world. Like Floyd Mayweather fought Manny Pacquiao at age 38 and how he fought Canelo at age 36. How many of you guys think Canelo Alvarez is going to be doing that at 36 and 38? I mean, he's not doing it at 32. Floyd Mayweather was the undisputed best fighter in the world pound for pound at age 38. How many of you guys think Canelo Alvarez will even be around at 38 in the sport? Or even 36. If you do think he's going to be around, how many of you guys think that Canelo Alvarez will be considered pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world at 36? We all know the chances of that are slim and none. And you know what, Oscar De La Hoya, since he's been once again speaking the truth, saying all these things about Canelo Alvarez, of course, Mexican fans are now saying that Oscar De La Hoya, he hates Canelo. Oscar De La Hoya hates Canelo Alvarez because he's saying the same things that even Mexicans agree with deep down, but they just won't say it. Oscar said Canelo won't fight David Benavidez because he's too young and too talented. It's funny, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but now racist people, they always try to hide behind that word opinion now. If someone says something racist, they'll be like, hey, that's their opinion. As if an opinion on a particular race is not the same thing as someone having views on a particular race. I mean, Hitler had an opinion, right? Racism is a person's opinion. But my point is, these same fans that use that opinion word, they should be using that word when it comes to what Oscar De La Hoya said, instead of saying he hates Canelo, because this is exactly what this is. This is his opinion. His opinion is Oscar De La Hoya, or Canelo Alvarez, won't take the David Benavidez fight because David is too young and too talented. And not to mention, Canelo already told us he's not going to fight David Benavidez. So now I stand corrected. So what Oscar said wasn't an opinion, it's a fact. So saying Oscar De La Hoya hates Canelo Alvarez, the translation is Oscar De La Hoya has gone off code. And it doesn't make sense for him to say he's not going to fight him because he's Mexican, because Canelo has already fought a lot of Mexicans that were way weaker opposition than David Benavidez is. So when Mexican fans say Oscar De La Hoya hates Canelo, the translation is Oscar De La Hoya has gone off code. Because if this was hate, then these same fans, they would be accusing fans of hating Shakur Stevenson, hating Devin Haney, hating Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward, Terrence Crawford. But when it comes to those fighters, they never say anyone is hating them. In fact, it's the complete opposite when they're talking about black boxers. These same fans, they actually encourage fans to hate black boxers by saying things like, you're a Crawford lover, you're a Mayweather lover, which is the same thing as calling you an N-word lover. Something that a lot of my non-black friends and associates have told me they've been called. They've been called N-word lovers. And it only came from one race. And we all know what race that is. And I'm not talking about white people. Some Mexicans I know that are anti-racist, they've told me they've been called that. I've had white people tell me they've been called that. Aki even told me he's been called that. And these fans usually call him this when they're having a conversation about boxing. And once that racist fan doesn't disagree with anything Aki says, for example, that's when they start calling them racial slurs, N-word lover, etc., etc. So basically they'll be like, okay, you're right, everything you're saying is true, but just the fact that you're saying it makes you an N-word lover, because where I come from, even if it's true, you don't agree with it. If it has something to do with black people. I'll close out with saying this. From this point on, the more boxers that do interviews when it comes to talking about Canelo, the more they do these interviews, the more comfortable they're going to be with telling the truth, speaking the truth. They're going to be more open when it comes to criticizing Canelo Alvarez, because the walls are closing in so fast right now on Canelo Alvarez. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. So to get this hookup, make sure you follow and contact my man Scalp Carolinas on Instagram. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Diki Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodiki.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.